and welcome to An Actor's Library. Today we are going to talk about, or I'm going to talk about, Mr. Mercedes. I love Stephen King, loved him from Carrie and Cujo and all those books back in the day. Stephen King has a way of writing characters and stories that just keep you engaged and you can't put the book down and you've got to know what's happening next. And I have been known to read a Stephen King book in a day or two because they are just fascinating. And I love the genre. I love that twisted kind of thinking. I'm like, where do you come up with this stuff? Oh my God. And horror and just, oh my God, he's just an amazing writer. And I understand that he just writes and writes and writes and writes every day, which gives him the opportunity and enables him to produce the body of work that he has. Mr. Mercedes does not disappoint. I was on location shooting a horror film, the remake of the 1988 classic Child's Play, and I decided I wanted to read a novel because there's a lot of time on set when you're waiting for your scenes to come up and you're working on your lines, but you might want a little break. You're in your hotel room. I was on location in Vancouver, Canada, and I wanted a novel. Oops, there goes my earring. I wanted a novel to read, and I chose a novel. Excuse me while I use the screen as a mirror. I wanted a novel in the same genre, I guess, to keep me engaged in that whole feel. And so I chose Mr. Mercedes, which I had had on my shelf for a really long time and just never got around to reading it. So the irony is that the producers of Child's Play, which is the film that I was working on in Vancouver, they also produced the movie It, which was written by Stephen King. And Stephen King references it in Mr. Mercedes from the point of view of one of his characters. So I found that all very ironic, very connected, very interesting. Mr. Mercedes is about a retired detective named Bill Hodges who wants to reinvestigate a gruesome murder that happened in his town after his retirement. The murder was never solved. The suspect was never identified, but Mr. Hodges was having some, problems coping with his newfound retirement, and he got a little obsessed with this case and went back to revisit it. The suspect's name is Brady Hartfield. I don't want to give any story points away. No spoilers. There's some other very, very interesting characters. Brady's mother, for one, the person whose car was stolen to commit this crime, and it goes on and on and on. Mr. Mercedes is one of a trilogy. There's Mr. Mercedes, Finders Keepers, which I think I have in the box in the garage somewhere, and I can't wait to find it because I want to know what happens next. And the last one I can't remember, but I will be reading all three. And in the meantime, before I could find it tomorrow, I don't know. But before I find the next book, which is called Finders Keepers, I'm a member of the TV Academy because I'm an actor, hence the title of this little video here, An Actor's Library. I get screeners from the Television Academy, and last year in 2018, for Emmy consideration, as you can see, was Mr. Mercedes. So I wanted to read the book first before I read it. That's what I always do. I cannot see films and then go back and read the book, or see TV shows and go back and read the book, because I like to use my own imagination to paint my own picture and create my own characters. And then I'll see what Hollywood or whomever has done from their point of view. So here's the characters. If you've read the book, I don't know if you could figure out, that's probably Bill Hodges right there, the detective. This guy looks like the suspect. Maybe that's his mom. I can't tell who's who, but all of these characters are very, very interesting, and I can't wait to watch. I've got all 10 episodes here in these 2 discs, and now that I've done this video, I can get busy and binge watch, and I will definitely be moving on to the other 2 books in this trilogy. So I highly recommend Mr. Mercedes. I always have to hold the book at the end of the video. I highly recommend Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. I love him. And I think if you like this genre and if you like Stephen King, I think you're going to like it too. Okay, take care. Be a star where you are.